Hey guys, Phenomenonymous here, and I'm back with another top 10 list for you wonderful viewers. I know you've been asking for it, and it's finally here. Today we'll be going over the top 10 droids in Destiny 2. To any new viewers out there, I know what you're thinking, but stick around and you might be surprised by what you find out. Without much further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10 is this droid right here by Shaxx in the news tower. He's kind of cool because he's got like this silent eye thing going on, except instead of side to side like it's supposed to be, it's top to bottom. It's probably a copyright issue there, I'm not really sure. Anyway, he's ranked number 10 on this list because, like I mentioned previously, and I'm sure you can tell, he is situated right next to Shaxx, who won't really shut up and is kind of ruining the audio in this clip. So unfortunately that's going to hurt his score. At number 9, we've got this Sweepy boy right here. As you can see, this droid is sweeping, just like me. If you look closely, however, it becomes clear that unfortunately Bungie does appear to have copy-pasted the emote from my light construct sweeping to his animation, which is, it's pretty sloppy, pretty lazy, if you ask me. So sadly I did have to deduct points for this. Anyway, he's still a great member of the tower. He's doing his part to keep it clean, keep it fresh. Sometimes, though, when he goes on his union breaks, he's gone for like a really long time, like way more than the 15 minutes he's supposed to take. And he always comes back with these, so he's really polite there, saying excuse me, he doesn't want to step on my feet or anything. He's a good guy. But when he always comes back with like a bunch of weird weapons and armor, and I don't know where he's getting this stuff. I hope he's not stealing it or anything, but it's not really any of my business. I'm not his boss. All in all, he seems like a pretty good guy. I give him a 9. For number 8, we've got this guy right here. Not really sure what his name is. He's not really talking to me or anything. I kind of feel like I'm bothering him. But anyway, as you can see, he's got like this kind of like fluffy thing around his neck. He's got some white, gold, and black armor with a real nice blue accent lighting in his mask. It just all ties together really nice. Seems like a pretty cool guy. That hunter got in the way, but that's fine. You know, alright, well that's less fine. Okay, that's just rude now. Point is, this guy gets 7. Did I say 7? I mean 8. Oops. For number 7, I've decided to come here to Nessus. What's interesting here is the main alien race population of this planetoid is the Vex, and the Vex are interesting because they're basically liars. What they do is they name themselves after things that they clearly aren't to trick you into a false sense of security. So like what you've just seen killed back there is called a Hydra. But the thing is, Hydras are mythological creatures, so it's not even real. Right? If you think about it. The other thing is you have all these little guys called goblins and hobgoblins. Those aren't real. And the big guys with the shields, and they go like they have the big gun that kind of explodes, you know, like how guns do. Those are called Minotaurs, and that's just, I think, in my opinion, the most absurd one right there, because Minotaurs have half man parts and half beast parts, and they're 100% robot. So who's gonna believe it? It's not even half and half. Why would you go with this sort of chimera creature when you're all robot the whole time, right? Anyway, another bonus to number 7 here is that I was able to reap the rewards of this public event without actually doing anything and recording content for this video. So that gave it some bonus points, and I give the Vex a 7. For number 6 here, we've moved to Titan. The base on Titan is powered by wave generators, but instead of waves of water like you might find on Earth, the sea here is actually made of methane. So really it's waves of methane, which if you think about it for just a second means that truly these are fart-powered generators. Honestly, that's pretty inventive in my opinion. I think it's ahead of its time. I think it's a great idea on the part of Zavala to use them here, you know, and sort of bring some levity to the situation, give everyone a little chuckle while their family's being murdered back home by the Red Legion. People need that levity, you know? And everyone could use some cheering up these days. So that's why I gave Titan's fart generators a 6. At number 5, I'd have to say the best deployable vehicle has got to be the Sparrow. Specifically, this Sparrow. As you can see, this Sparrow spits fire out the back. Now, ask yourself, how do engines work? Magic, right? Wrong. It's fire. And this Sparrow makes so much fire that it actually sets the exhaust on fire, doubling its fuel efficiency. On top of that, the sleek design and coloring on it are pretty attractive, and it only cost me $20 on silver to eventually get it from the Eververse loot boxes. So that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Unfortunately, sparrows are named after birds, believe it or not. Specifically, the species called the sparrow. And I can't defend this naming decision after what birds did to my car last week, so I do have to give the Sparrow number 5 on the list. Coming back to the tower for number 4, we've got the faction banners here, or the faction rally, I guess, in general. As you can see, there's 3 of them, and everyone knows that rule in comedy, the rule of 3s, so that's pretty funny. The problem with these is that basically it's a choice between, do I want to join this bad faction or this bad faction or New Monarchy? So it can be kind of tough sometimes when you realize that your friends don't know what the right faction is, which can lead to fights. So that does hurt its score. I had to put it here at number 4. But pretty good overall. You can see it kind of spells out like this weird funky Q where they put the extra part up in the top right instead of the bottom right. And then New Monarchy, of course, has an A for monarchy, and then for future for cult fault. Anyway, at number 3, and I know what you guys are gonna say, but it's Mercury. But Phenom, you tell me. Mercury is what they put in our space vaccines to give Guardians space autism. And I hear you, you're not wrong. But, hear me out. Mercury is also really cool. Have you ever played with it? It's metal, but it's like a liquid. You can push it around and stuff, you can make shapes with it. You can even absorb it through your skin and become stronger due to your new metal bones and or skin. If Mercury were so bad, why would felt hatters in the 18 and 1900s use it all the time? Right? Think about it. Anyway, unfortunately, as you can see behind me, the sun on Mercury got like really big for some reason, and it's really hot. And personally, I prefer a colder climate, so I did have to bump Mercury down to only number 3. At number 2, we've got the Leviathan raid here, and I would actually rank this as one of the top 2 raids so far in Destiny 2. That's partly why I gave it the number 2 ranking. What's really interesting about this raid is that, well, look behind me here. You see how these ads aren't aggroing on me? That's because of how nice I am. Believe it or not, if you're just really nice and polite for the whole raid, you don't have to shoot anybody. You could just walk right into Callus's room, and he's like, "Hey!" And you go like, "Hey!" And you both laugh, and then he just gives you some free loot, because Callus is super into that whole karma thing, and he honestly just wants everyone to have a good time. Due to that, and the fact that the Leviathan was the main bad guy in Season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I give this raid number 2. Before we get to our number 1 choice, I wanted to give an honorable mention shout out to the Pyramidion, this tree, and whatever this city used to be. Coming in at the number 1 spot is, of course, Quickfang. There were a lot of contenders for this spot, of course, but in the end the choice was easy. The question you have to ask yourself is, what is the best method of locomotion, or in layman's terms, what is the best way to get from point A to point B? The answer? Naruto running. Yes, Naruto running. Think about it. What's better? This? Or this? The choice is clear. Quickfang is the only weapon in the game that allows you to run like a Naruto, and for this reason alone, I had no choice but to give it the number 1 spot. Anyway guys, that's my opinion, but what do you guys think? Did I miss something you think should have been included on this list? Or do you maybe disagree with some of my orderings? Got an idea for the next top 10 list? Comment your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss important content like this in the future. And if you like the video, throw me a bone and hit that like button. Until next time, this has been Phenomenonymous with another Destiny 2 Top 10.